This is the video that'll make you hate Airrack. It's by Internet Anarchist. I'll put the link in the description.
From faking videos and charitable donations to outright doxing someone to millions of viewers, it's safe to say Airrack's 14.9 million subscriber YouTube channel is an empire built off lies waiting to crumble down.
He has been caught faking his videos, but he did.
I do know one, and the one where he goes in a straight line, I know for sure that one's fake. I know for sure that one's fake. I saw somebody pull up a map. He did not go straight. He went way off of that half-mile buffer zone he gave himself.
Did dox somebody.
His editors just turned this section on the map upside down and then photoshopped the forest on top of it.
It's obviously fake, so why isn't your channel been deleted?
This proves he faked some of his content.
You can count on me to not fake videos, unlike almost every other creator on the platform.
Dude, every creator loves to say that they're way different than the rest of the creators, and then they all end up doing the exact same thing. Like, how could you even trust anybody?
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be revealing how one of YouTube's largest creators, Airrack, is a complete fraud and has been one from the very beginning. We'll go over how he faked charitable donations, doxed someone to millions of viewers, and has been faking his content from the beginning.
Dude, if you're faking charitable donations, that's got to be like the lowest of the low. Like, you can't even, you're gonna fake donate to charity, really?
On the 5th of April 2021, Airrack would upload a video titled Cycling Across 38 Miles of Ice, where he claimed he was on a mission to donate money and support locals from a small town named The Angle, which tragically became isolated during COVID after Canada closed their borders. To say the town was suffering would be an understatement. At the beginning, a local named Greg Henham would take his 25-foot speedboat 40 miles across the lake in order to bring back essentials for his suffering community. However, as winter came along, the lake froze over, resulting in a last-minute 30-mile ice road being created in order to connect the small community with the rest of the country. During Airrack's video, he claimed he would be risking his life to travel to The Angle in order to spend as much money as he could to try and support their local economy.
Isolated from the rest of the world, there's a small place in Minnesota called The Angle.
Parkour, here we go.
Due to COVID restrictions in Canada, The Angle has turned into an island where nobody can come in and nobody can leave. Now they've lost.
Is that true? You can it's in Canada, but you can't leave or go in. Well, then how is he gonna get there? That doesn't make any sense. And people really can't leave? That seems... In Canada, there's a place people can't live.
Over $10 million worth of normal tourist money. So our goal is to somehow get to The Angle and spend the most amount of money. Empty my bank account type of money. I mean, just shower them in cash, dude. All 17 of them. Now, the only way to The Angle is a small ice road across a frozen lake. So in this episode, we'll be crossing the most dangerous ice road in the US.
Whilst initially it seems like a great cause and overall positive challenge, several clues throughout the video would reveal a more sinister undertone, which involved major lies, doxing, and fake charity. But before we start debunking Airrack's career, I want to give credit to Soggy Cereal for being the first creator to cover a lot of the information I'm going to be sharing in this video and helping me with the research. The video starts off with Airrack planning to ride an ice bike across the frozen lake in order to reach the village.
I saw this video from the Q. He built this ice bike, saw blade of death. So I'm thinking we build a couple.
I saw this. He copied the thumbnail exactly. Like, exactly. Just put his face on it. It was this video, the one with him with the ice bike. He made his own ice bike, sat on it. Same camera angle and everything, and then posted the video. Same thumbnail.
Couple of these and take these the 38 miles across the ice.
Are these like easy to ride at all? Would walking be more efficient than this?
As the video went on, Airrack, Phidias, and his friend Mac would start their journey to The Angle. Airrack made sure to create a sense of danger with an on-camera call about someone falling through the ice on an ATV.
And the ice is literally just dissipating like crazy. What you were looking for to get to The Angle, I totally understand that. It would definitely be quite the conquer. It's just the amount of water that's opening up, and I don't want it to turn into a rescue mission by any means.
So apparently somebody fell through the ice on an ATV and they're on a rescue mission right now. The ice at this place is melting like super quick and they don't want to let us cross at all. Like they don't want to even let us try.
By 6 minutes into the video, Airrack and his friends had arrived at the most northern point of the US. And whilst outside constructing their ice bikes, we get a view of the outside of their accommodation.
Houston found us because I posted an Instagram story. Turns out this entire trip would be completely impossible if it weren't for Houston.
Keep these buildings in mind, as they are an important clue to proving this entire video series to be horribly staged.
Don't even tell me they didn't even go. They just went on the ice, took some pictures, and then came right back. Don't tell me that they're going to be staying there. If they stay there overnight or something, pretend like they're in the angles, dude, and they just spend money here, oh, that'd be so bad.
After constructing the bikes, they made their way to the lake, where 8 minutes into the video, one of the bikes would begin to sink.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Seriously.
What am I supposed to do right?
Hold on, wait. It was not even sinking. Look at that. Look at that. Are you serious? That is sinking too. Just pull it up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's try to pull it out, pull it out, pull it out.
If we just pause the video here, we can see that at this point, the only part of the bike under the ice was the front wheel. However, with each video cut, it seems the bike becomes more and more submerged under the water.
Oh my god. It's sinking. Oh my god.
Really? Dude, it was barely under, and now the entire bike is just somehow just fell under the ice. What the heck?
Whilst based on the video alone, it would be hard to prove what really happened. Nevertheless, insiders confirmed that they dropped the bike on purpose, and the guide who was with them almost received a fine and almost lost his job.
What? They go that far to like fake it? Seriously, they're like burying it. Like, push it further, it's gotta look like we can't get it out.
Following the staged sinkage, the other bike they took along also broke, leading the trio to head back to their accommodation, ending off the first video in the series. The following week, on the 12th of April 2021, Airrack would upload the second episode of the series.
That thumbnail is the exact same one as the original one that he copied, and it got like 20 million views, so he's like, oh, let's just copy the thumbnail exactly. We could get lots of views.
Titled, I Survived 24 Hours on Ice. It would be this very video where the lies and deceptions began to unravel. 4 minutes into the video, they get connected with a local private pilot.
Good news is that we found a plane, and he can pick you guys up tomorrow.
So out of the 17 people that live at the angle, one of them is a pilot, and he's able to find an airplane for us. Only problem...
Bad news is he's gonna require at least $3,500, and there's about a 50-50 chance you guys will be able to land on the runway because of the ice.
So regardless, I have to pay him the $3,500.
Following this, they would go on to explain how the pilot wished to stay completely anonymous due to legal grey areas with where they were flying.
So this pilot guy has chosen to stay completely anonymous because this whole flying into the angle thing is in the gray area of what's legal.
You wouldn't be able to put him in the video.
He wants us to blur his face.
Right.
After this, Airrack and his friend Max said this.
To hide his identity, we agreed to call him in this entire video. Have fun blurring his face in the entire video, buddy.
The reason I censored the name they quote agreed to use is because Airrack and his friend Mac decided to use the real pilot's name throughout the entire.
They thought they were gonna use reverse psychology on everybody and it would just be okay. Like, imagine the pilot watching it, just saying his real name, and he's like, after everything I did for you. Are you kidding me? That's actually insane. They used his real name and pretended like it was a fake name. What are they thinking, dude? Are they just dumb?
Video, and in Soggy Cereal's video, he demonstrated just how damaging this dox really was.
I'm not going to leak the name of the pilot, I'm gonna censor it out of respect for him, but you can still find it in Airrack's video. I mean, they chant it over and over again. Completely doxing the guy, because when you know that there are only a handful of private pilots in that exact area, then, well, leaking his name is like showing his pilot's license on screen. So much so that to prove a point, I just googled the name of the pilot with the location that they filmed this entire video in, which I'll go into more later on, and I instantly found the pilot.
Another point Soggy made was how Airrack and Mac continuously talked down on the pilot and made it seem like he had no idea what he was doing, even going as far as adding a fake voiceover in the edit to make it seem like he didn't know how to fly a plane.
They also keep trash talking the pilot for some reason and
There is no way they dox him and trash talk him. So now everybody knows who he is and everybody thinks that he's a terrible pilot. I mean, hopefully we don't, because we know Airrack's just gonna lie. I mean, he's been lying since like the beginning.
Just bullying him?
Plane barely works.
Come on. Stupid plane.
He's like talking up all this game about how sick he is at flying planes. Tries to start it, doesn't start.
Which, surprise, surprise, is also completely disrespectful fake bullshit. See, according to my insider, and which I also suspected, this clip...
Come on. Stupid plane. Well, why don't you start? God damn. Fuck.
Well, it's completely altered. See, this isn't what the pilot said. Airrack asked someone to send him a fake voice memo so he could use it as a voice overlay and lie about the pilot getting pissed that the plane didn't start.
You can count on me to not fake videos.
Which is so...
No. Sorry, I'm laughing. That's actually terrible. I'm laughing at how, like, self-absorbed Airrack must be to think that he doesn't, like, that nobody will ever catch on and that he can just say that he doesn't fake videos. And that every other creator does, but he wouldn't. Of course he wouldn't.
So messed up, especially after doxing him, so far so that the plane company they used now hates Airrack for faking this entire section, lying about the plane not starting, and disrespecting and doxing the pilot like this. Anyway, after doxing and bullying the pilot some more like a f***ing douchebag,
Ask God for permission to blame the plane.
Turns to Eric and says, how do I fly this thing? And Eric just starts pushing.
There's no way the pilot asked how to fly the plane. Seriously? It just makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. Dude.
Circles the airport until he runs out again.
Following this, they arrived at the angle.
We did it. Sweet. Let's go.
We did it! Let's go, baby!
The angle! The angle! We're here. I mean, it looks kind of like everywhere else we were, but...
This is where the video gets even more fraudulent, as Airrack explains his mission in the angle once again.
Now that we admitted to the angle, as I had previously mentioned, the goal was to empty the entire Airrack bank account in order to give back to the lack of tourism in the angle. So we had a lot of work to do. Firstly, we reserved the nicest cabin at the nicest resort on the entire angle. Cost a nice little...
Is that the buildings? Is that the buildings from the beginning? It's like the same color. He reserved the nicest place at the angles. So wait. So at the beginning of the video, he said it was impossible to get in, impossible to get out. But yet he just flew there and then walked and paid for the nicest resort.
Pausing here, you might realize something. Remember their accommodation which I told you to remember at the start of the video? Well, This is the same place, meaning they aren't even in the angles. Instead, about 40 miles away at a resort named Sportsman Lodge. Keeping this in mind, let's just watch how willingly Airrack and Mac will outright lie to the audience whilst...
Dude, they probably got there and then they actually realized that they weren't going to be able to get to the angles. And they're like, oh, we already spent all this money. Let's just tell everybody we made it. Let's just tell them we made it.
Pretending they were helping a community in need.
Firstly, we reserved the nicest cabin at the nicest resort on the entire angle. Cost a nice little chunk. It's a cool cabin though. We also got his own entire cabin. Cue the HGTV style cabin tour. Beautiful view of the lake. Out these giant windows. Sleeps 5 people. We only have 4.
Later in the video, they head out to the restaurant, where they begin to get recognized by locals. See if you notice anything strange about this conversation.
You guys are sticking out like a sore thumb by being here, because nobody from LA comes to Sportsman.
We even said that when y'all walked in. We were like, them guys ain't from me.
In case you missed it, the local begins talking about how they stick out like sore thumbs. Following this, he mentions the location they really were at, Sportsman Lodge Resort. If you listen closely, you can hear the editor cut out his audio whilst the camera pans to Airrack doing a fake laugh. Here's the clip again.
You guys are sticking out like a sore thumb by being here, because nobody from LA comes to Sportsman.
We even said that when y'all walked in. We were like, them guys ain't from me.
Reliable $100,000 video, you would recognize Mac, who was the main contestant. Well, here's how far Mac is willing to go to straight up lie in order to get views.
With our stomachs completely full of angular food. Is that funny?
It's like triangle shaped everything.
We proceeded to the arcade.
I cashed out, I think, like $100 in quarters.
Soggy Cereal did a great job at breaking down and proving beyond a doubt that Airrack and his friends did not even touch foot in the angle, and that the resort was the same one they stayed at in the first episode.
Guess what? When going through online pictures of the Sportsman Lodge Resort in Baudette, you can see that their cabins have the exact same interior design, bed sheets, windows, benches, fireplace, and wood as the cabins Airrack lies about renting in the Angle. Actually, everything he shows from now on is just part of this luxurious vacation resort 200,000 feet away from the Angle. Such a coincidence that this exact shot of the Angle swimming pool perfectly lines up with this shot of the swimming pool in the Sportsman Lodge Resort in Baudette. You can even see the same arcade up there.
Ultimately, Airrack's videos on the Angle
Bro.
were a quick cash grab in disguise of a noble and charitable mission. It's clear by this point that Airrack has no regard for the truth and is simply making content for the pure purpose of making as much money as possible with little...
Dude, I've seen enough, bro. He's already rip off Mr. Beast, bro. And his videos are a little bit cringy. Not gonna lie. Sorry, don't cancel me.